Okay, as an e-com brand owner using Klaviyo, you will have undoubtedly encountered the sometimes difficult process of attempting to install dynamic abandonment content into your browse, cart, and checkout abandonment emails. So basically, I'm just making this video to get straight to some quick upfront value for anyone who's encountering difficulty with this. I'm essentially just going to make the whole process very, very straightforward. So I've put all the links you need in the description, and I'm basically just going to go through all the flow types one by one and show you how and where to paste them in Klaviyo for each type of abandonment email. All right, so starting with the browse abandonment, I'm just going to change tabs. And just using the codes you have access to below, I'm just going to run you through how and where to paste all of this in Klaviyo. So for the browse abandon, we're going to use a table. Just going to move my head a bit here so you can see. I drag in a table here. We want the data to be dynamic. That's very important. And then I'm just going to copy and paste the row collection code. So I'm just going to paste this here like that. The row alias is item, and we want the image to be on the left side like that. From this point, we can paste the text code. I'm just going to grab this, navigate to the content. So in the text box here, we just paste in that code. Paste text only, should look like that. And then for the image content, I'm going to go and get the image link. So it's this code here. Just going to paste that. And when you select image, you want to choose dynamic image and just paste in that code there, press save. We are ready to go with that. Okay, and then moving on to the dynamic cart abandonment. So rather than use a table like we did before, we're going to use a split block. And so I've reset the template here, and we're just going to make the dynamic cart abandonment here. So yeah, use the split block, pull that in, and then we obviously want this first column to be an image like that. And then again, it's going to be a dynamic image. So just go over and paste that there like so. Press save. That is good to go. And then, yeah, again, same with the text also. So I'm just going to grab the text under this text content subheading here, paste that in, paste text only, should look something like that. And we're ready to go with that. And then to send people back to the cart they've abandoned, we're going to get that dynamic link. And for the vast majority of circumstances, we can just use, so your domain /cart. So, you know, if your business was Gymshark, it would be like gymshark.com/cart like that. So just going to grab that and bring it back up to Klaviyo. And as before, we're going to paste this in the link address for the image, as well as the buttons, or any buttons you have in your email. Like that. And that about does it for dynamic cart. Lastly, we're going to do the dynamic checkout abandonment. This is the final piece of the puzzle here. So with this one, we're back to using a table. So when we switch over to Klaviyo, this is the dynamic checkout abandonment template I've got here. We're going to, as we did before with the browse abandonment, bring in a table like this. And again, as before, we want to make sure that the data is dynamic. I'm going to go and grab the code for the row collection. So row collection, this event extra line items code, and paste that in there. Again, the row alias is item, and we want the image to be, again, on the left side. I'm going to go and grab the image code, which you will notice is quite different from the other dynamic images that we've been using so far. But nonetheless, we just paste it in that same dynamic image bracket in the pop-up. So yeah, when we find that image content here, under select image, we just go to dynamic image, and we paste that longer code for the checkout abandonment like that. Just press save. That's looking good. Going to go and grab the text code as well and copy that. Then come down and paste that in the text box. It will just load. Paste text only. Yeah, and then we're good. And then we've just lastly got that code to send people back to their checkout. So I'm just going to go and copy that. So yeah, I'm just going to come in and paste this code here. This code has known to be a little bit temperamental before. I've seen this not work, but more often than not, you can actually just use your store /checkout like that. So copied that, going to go and paste that in. So we want that to be on the images in this link address section here like that. And then also on the buttons as well. And any of the buttons you might add in your own Klaviyo templates. One last thing that I will say is that it's so important that you and your brand get this right. That's because the difference between an abandonment email with dynamic content versus an abandonment email without is so vast. The reason for that is because, you know, that dynamic content just makes the email feel so pertinent and so personalized to that individual reader. It carries so much weight in terms of driving that conversion on that email. Hopefully this video has been able to provide some value to you if you've been struggling with this stuff. If you have any questions, then just shoot me a message and I'll be happy to answer them. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.